Dear show family, hi there, greetings here from the Shofar Support Center in Franschhoek. It is a tremendous privilege again to be able to share with you guys just a couple of thoughts around this particular season in which we find ourselves. And I want to just cast our minds back to, my goodness, it was probably about 2.5 months ago or so that I shared with you from my car. We were up in Pretoria. I just come back from a camp which we had with Shofar Polokwane, and it was an amazing time with the show family there. And then the news began to break about the fact that we are heading into a new normal. We are heading into a season that was going to be unpredictable. Things were going to change. And it was already clear during that stage that there was a lot of fear that was beginning to come our way, fear that spread all across the globe. There was a lot of desperation that was increasing. And that fear and that desperation has just been growing, and it has been growing for many months. And we had to navigate through different feelings and through different emotions, and the lockdown had a different impact upon each one of us in our different congregations right throughout our church family, even into other parts of the world, of course, as well. But the verse that I shared with us at the beginning, I want to share with you again, and it is from Isaiah 60, verse 1. And it says, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and deep darkness the people. But the Lord will arise over you, and his glory will be seen upon you. The Gentiles shall come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your glory." And this is what I've seen. I've seen even as darkness has come and darkness has tried its best to snuff out the light, that it couldn't resist the light, that indeed God's light has been upon us, and it has been rising up inside us more and more and more. And it has been so amazing to see how the light of individual congregations has been shining brighter than ever before. You know, those sermons that we are now posting online are reaching more people than ever before. And so God has, in actual fact, been spreading the news of the gospel, the good news of Jesus, far and wide, further than what it could have gone before the lockdown. And for that, I'm so grateful. I'm also grateful for the fact that individual believers are shining their lights. Individual believers like you are posting on Facebook, are sharing your testimonies, are presenting hope to the world. And I believe that the Lord Jesus Christ has given us as the church this amazing privilege to shine our light during this time. You know, another portion or aspect of the darkness that has been spreading across the globe now is with regards to the racial tension that is just on the increase globally, even spilling over from America. And of course, the tremendous pain and the heartache that has just erupted into so much, even further pain and demonstrations that are spilling over into violence even. And I want to encourage us and hold before us that during this time, as we are even contemplating now the opening of our church services for some of our congregations, as we are contemplating how to engage with our communities in society with regards to providing ongoing assistance and help with regards to those who are trapped in poverty, but also how to facilitate conversations of healing with regards to the fact that God has given us the gospel of reconciliation. There's never been a time like now to shine our light. And it is within that context that we as the apostolic team, together with our regional pastors and all of our local pastors, have over this last week or so just been praying and contemplating and asking God for guidance as to how we will respond to the President's tremendous act of faith and trust for church services to open up again. And I want to just hold before us that as we consider shining our light and how our light will shine and how we will embrace the opportunities now to to gather again as believers and how we will engage with those around us with regards to the conversations of healing that is required, so desperately needed within the world, that we will consider the fact that God has called His church to be a safe place. God has called His church to be a place where, as 1 Corinthians 13 says, faith, hope, and love will reign supreme. And so God has called us to be a people of faith. He has called us not to live in fear. The biggest assignment that has come against the world and against the church is the assignment of fear that wants us to overreact, wants us to act in the flesh, wants us to say and do things that maybe we would regret a little bit later on, or that wants us to draw back instead of engaging. But God says, I want you to be a people of faith. Faith remains. After everything has been said and done, faith remains. But at the same time, God has also called us to be a people of hope and to demonstrate hope to the world that things will get better. The best days are still ahead of us, not because we have all the answers, not because we are incredible in our own strength, but because of the fact that God is with us and He is the one that is building His church, and we are part of that faith community. At the same time, all of our decisions, we want those decisions to be based upon not just faith and not just hope, but also upon love, because God has called us to have love as our strongest motivator. And so when we are thinking about opening up our church services, what is important for all of us as individuals to remember is that we are not living in isolation. That as the church of the Lord Jesus Christ, we are part of a bigger community of believers and non-believers. And so we want to ask that all of us will act responsibly during this time. Your local pastor and elders, they will be communicating to you as to whether your specific Shofar congregation will be opening up during this time. We understand that each one of our congregations find themselves in a different context, and we don't have a one-size-fits-all when it comes to our Shofar congregations. And so as an apostolic team, we have given our local pastors and local elders the freedom, in consultation with the rest of the leaders, to decide as to whether they will open up church services, Sunday church services from a building during this time.